finally happened. Those bastards at the postal service decided to finally deliver this. The Ori Collectors box from iam8bit. This little baby was ordered back in September of 2020, and I think it started shipping out in December or something. But for me, that was late on the ball and ordered it like 3 days after the order was opened. I had to wait a bit. Finally, it's here. The Ori Collectors Edition for the Switch. It's a fantastic box that I've seen many people doing unboxings of. And unfortunately, I'm a bit late to the party, but what the heck. I got this with the intention to unbox it as well as play it. Let's unbox it. I have taken the plastic off. I haven't opened this, but I took the plastic off because I thought this part was dented. So I just took the plastic off, but I haven't looked inside. What I know is that this box is printed with a glow-in-the-dark color. So all these white parts here are printed in this glow-in-the-dark ink, which means that if you hold it under a light like this and then take it to a dark room, you will be seeing all these lighting up, I guess you would call it. On the outside of the box we have this sort of like a paper bit that explains what's included in the edition. That's a nice, I think this is a nice addition when you ship it. To create something like this, you have to first create the actual cardboard box, and then you have to wrap it with paper that you print. So this is not printed on the actual cardboard. So there's some work going into creating something like this. And the cool thing with this one is that you open it like that. And then you have two straps here in the back that makes sure that you don't fold these too far and break them. I've been looking at so many pictures of this one where they showed how this box actually works. And this is fantastic. If you look closely here, you can see that this is actually a sort of printed paper that is wrapped around the cardboard. So if you got this, make sure to be careful with these, with the edges, so you don't destroy them. This is a very nice box. It's also a very delicate box. If you're not careful, you will ruin these edges and the corners, etc. Do you want to see what's inside the box? Of course you do. First we got this sort of like church window display item. We have a little plastic box with books and cards and stuff. We have a enamel pin, and we have the two games. So let's go through all of these things and see what they're like. One cool thing is that in the bottom of the box you have this sort of foam that is holding everything in the correct place. I really like that. That's a smart move. Let's start with this piece of church window that we got. I will do some analyzing to see what this actually is. It's not glass. I think this is some sort of resin, probably made in the same way as when you do these pins. When you create pins, you create sort of like wells with a border around it, a bit like a hockey arena, and then you fill it with enamel. I think this is made in the same way. I might be wrong, but it looks like there's these thin borders, and in between these borders they have filled it with resin or plastic, or I don't think it's enamel because it's Clearly a see-through material. It looks good. It looks really, really nice. And this is a great display thing to have on your shelf. I'm not too impressed with the edges here. You have some sharp metal edges. When you put something in a mold, you tend to get these edges with stuff that's left from being in the mold. We have some stuff like that here. I can easily take it away with some file or something, but it's kind of disturbing. Nevertheless, very nice church window display here with this little guy in the middle. Next we have a collectible pin. A pin with Ori and Ku. I think this owl baby is called Ku. Collectible pins are awesome. What I don't like with collectible pins is that they come in these plastic bags. It's personal preferences, but I don't like these plastic bags. I think if you have a super nice collector's edition, these plastic bags sometimes makes it look a bit cheap. I know this is not a cheap collector's edition and I'm okay with it, but I think you know what I mean. Next up we have this. I don't want to be nagging about this, but this came like this. It's a broken product and I'm not too happy about having some of my collector's editions being broken and, you know, having stuff looking like this. I think this kind of sucks that pieces are falling off. I'm not gonna be the grumpy old man arguing about that, but it's kind of boring when you get something that is collector's grade and it looks like that. That frankly sucks. In that little broken box we have this. Some very nice collector's cards. The quality of these are good. It's a very, very nice print quality. And there's quite a few cards here. I think it's great that we get such an amount of cards. I'm not sure what to do with these. I guess you could put them on the wall, frame them, put them on the wall. They're very nice, but I'll probably just keep them in the box. This beautiful box here. Very nice cards. On the back you have the Ori logo type. Quite a bunch of cards, and this is great. If you like to collect game art, this is a must. Next we have these small books. The field guide, the flora and fauna of Ori, and the art of Ori, a sketchbook. Let's look at the flora and fauna of Ori first. Cella flowers, blue moss, light catchers. It says there's slugs, winged critters, water critters, horn beetle, spitting harrowers, leapers, sand critters, and yeah, a conclusion. This is printed on thick paper, and it's got some thicker paper covering it. It's kind of a solid little book. There's some stuff to read in here. Not too much, but some information that's well worth going over. Beautiful artwork as usual with this game. That was the flora and fauna of Ori. Nice little book. Then we have the art of Ori, a sketchbook. This is filled with sketches. Small pictures and doodles of Ori, the characters, the places, beautiful artwork. All these are laid out on this sort of like paper texture. This is an overall super nice look. And together with the flora and fauna, you have these pretty cool books in your little collection of Ori stuff. Ori and the Blind Forest and Ori and the Will of the Wisps are the games you get in this collection. What's interesting with this is that the cover are marked with not for resale, which means that these covers are exclusive for the collector's box. So if you got this and the box gets stolen or burnt or whatever, and you want to sell these as separate games, you're not supposed to, because it says not for resale. You can do it, but a shop should not split this and sell these separately. So that means these games are not the same as the ones you would buy in the standard edition. Inside the cover you have some inlay art. Very nice, but it's not flippable, so you get another sort of like front. You also have a code to download the soundtrack to the game. I'm not going to show that code because I might want to download my own soundtrack sometimes. That was Ori and the Blind Forest, and in Will of the Wisp you get another code to the soundtrack to that game. You also have some inlay art, but it's not a reversible cover, unfortunately. It looks nice. These covers are great. They work perfectly together, like that. It's almost as if it was some sort of Pokemon game. The design of these was clearly meant to show these as a pair, I guess. They're great like that, or like that, but they're even greater together. Beautiful, absolutely brilliant game. The Ori games are two absolutely fantastic games. I haven't played Ori and the Blind Forest. I've seen it a lot, but I haven't played it. I have played a lot of Ori and the Will of the Wisp. If you haven't played these games before, get them now. Keep an eye on the iam8bit webpage, because it's sold out now, but they might be doing some reprints of this one. I'm not sure, but keep your eyes open for that one. If you've got the Xbox, these games are available on Game Pass for free if you pay for Game Pass. So check them out there if you haven't, because they're absolutely fantastic. Thank you for watching. Until next time, stay safe, stay gold, and keep your head down.